You were once a dominant player, but that's not the case. I don't care if Demeco has his number or doesn't. That call's not happening.
This is the Lombardi Line with former NFL executive Michael Lombardi. Now here is your host, Stormy Bonatoni, on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
News or noise? Let's get to it. I'm assuming, Michael, finally, we saw reports yesterday, Jim Irsay kind of knows when this release is coming out. Is it news or noise that we're finally going to have the release of the full schedule on May 15th?
Oh, it's always news. Are you kidding me? There'll be a parade. Are you kidding? I mean, we can't wait. I mean, look, the one thing I don't think we see in the release schedule is all this, when you start to plan where you're going to go watch your team on the road or what trips you want to make and how you can plan. I know for us in the league, you want to know where you're going to be at Christmas, where are you going to be at Thanksgiving, where are you going to be around the holiday. That's important, right? And so fans want to know the same thing too. And then how many road games do we have? I never really get caught up in the strength of schedule as much as because it's somewhat meaningless, right? Because if you're playing a team that's quarterback's out for 2 weeks, is that really a tough game? It counts as a tough game because of last year's record. But it's almost, it's not meaningful because nothing is consistent. It goes back to Aristotle's view of analytics. It has to be a consistent factor. So, yeah, I think it's news. It's huge news. Are you kidding me? They got programs. We got 2 networks going to release the show. They can't wait.
It's massive news. Okay, I wonder if this is news or noise. This is from Brad Cragthorpe. He is the Bengals quarterback coach. He says that Joey B is looking more and more, Michael Lombardi, like the quarterback we're used to seeing. News or noise?
Well, I think it would only be news if he wasn't that. I mean, who wasn't expecting that? It's like saying when you're in a job interview, I'm going to work hard. Well, of course that's like a carpenter saying, I'm going to bring my hammer to work. I mean, like that goes with the job. I mean, Joe didn't have his leg amputated. He's not coming back from a major surgery. Like, seriously, his arm's still attached to his shoulder. I mean, I don't know how that is news, really. The news would only be if Joe can't throw the ball 10 feet, and that's just not true.
This is what the QB coach went on to say, quote, I think he looked as quick and as athletic as I've seen him look. He looked like the Joe Burrow we're used to seeing. I didn't see any difference. Okay,
If
great.
I was working in Cincinnati, I would tell Coach Cragthorpe, shut up. Like, nobody needs to know that, right? Just shut up. Stay in your lane. Shut up. Like, nobody needs your evaluation. America's not waiting for your evaluation of Joe Burrow, right?
Doctor.
It's a long way from the game.
Right.
Yeah, don't play doctor. Don't play general manager. Shut up. Just worry about coaching them. Just worry about coaching them. See, that to me, that annoys the hell out of me because that means, and I believe this is the grandson of the Idaho State coach, Dave Cragthorpe, who was an offensive coach a long time. This is just, I want to get my name in the paper.
That's what it sounds like to me. Is this news or noise from the Browns GM, Andrew Berry? Oh, boy. He says that the team has high expectations for Deshaun Watson and the offense in 2024. Michael Lombardi, news or noise?
It's noise. I mean, what do you expect him to say? He has low expectations? Like, they gave up a boatload of draft picks. They guaranteed $250 million, right? And the guy's been a disaster for Andrew Berry. They've changed coaching staffs offensively. They took the play calling away from the head coach. They've done everything to tell us he's got to get better. Don't tell me you have high expectations. We know that. I mean, the guy's sitting in a bar in Parma, Ohio today, drinking a shot and a beer. He's got high expectations for him, too. I mean, come on.
That's the one that made me laugh the most. I mean, my goodness, we are selling Deshaun Watson hard in 2024. So, it has not worked out so far. Maybe it looks better this year, but I'm with you on that one. All right, news or noise? And this is interesting. It comes from Demeco Ryans, the head coach down there in H-Town. And he says that if J.J. Watt wants to return, quote, I've got his number ready to go. 99 back in H-Town. Michael, news or noise?
Can we stop? Can we stop? This is noise, right? If J.J. Watt could still play at a high level, he'd be playing. Okay? This is the classic. It's like Tom Brady. I love him to death, but, I can't not stay out of the game, right? Like, if J.J. Watt was playing at the highest level, he'd still be on the Texans, or he'd be on the Cardinals. He'd be on some team, because I don't think CBS is paying him anywhere near the minimum salary of what you're going to get as a player. Well, I retired. You retired because you couldn't stay healthy. Your games, you were once a dominant player, but that's not the case. Like, I don't care if Demeco has his number or doesn't. That call's not happening. Even on the cell plans we have where it doesn't cost you any money to make a call. Like, that ain't happening.
The funniest thing about this is JJ said, I'll come back if Demeco absolutely needs it. And then Demeco said, I love hearing that JJ's ready, so I might need to make the call. I'm happy that he's open for it. I'm like, what is going on here?
Well, I mean, it's just talk. It's a little bit like what Riley said about Butler. Just shut up.
That's it.
But that's, we are in the manufacture of stories now because we need clicks, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And I mean, if people are dumb enough to believe that, J.J. Watt can come back in the league and play at a high level, you don't understand anything about football. Like, you don't take this time off, get your body to lose all the weight that he's lost, and think he's going to come back. Like, seriously.
I'm with you. News or noise here, and this would be with the Clippers, who just got exited stage left. This is from Lawrence Frank, the president of basketball ops. He says that the Clips, they want to keep the big three. Paul George, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard. News or noise?
Yeah, I think this is news. I don't think they can go into a new arena and with revamping their team. I mean, there's some teams that are just trapped to where they are, right? They're just trapped. Harden's going to become a free agent. George has a player option. Mm-hmm. He can become a free agent. They've got Kawhi under contract, but if they let Paul go, who they needed to get, they traded Paul. They traded for Paul because of to get Leonard. They needed that first, right?
Right.
And so if they let Paul walk, Leonard's going to be unhappy, and Harden is there. I think they're trapped into where they are right now. They can't go anywhere, and I think Lawrence is saying exactly what he is. I mean, they've gone down this road. You can't come back now. To go back now means a reload and a rebuild. I don't think Steve Ballmer has the appetite for that. They got to solve the problems in somehow, some way. But look, they're in the West. Minnesota's young. It's the same thing with Phoenix. I mean, Phoenix has no choice. They've got 3 players. They've got 6 guys that they like on their roster. They're going to have to go all the way down. They're going to have to add pieces somehow, some way. But I don't think they can give up. They can't pull the grass or the roots out of the ground. It hasn't fully formed yet.
$48.8 million is that Paul George player option due next season. All right, one more. News or noise? Oh, boy. In Philadelphia. Now, Daryl Morey said Monday at the press conference that there are going to be a lot of changes, Michael, around Embiid and Maxey. News or noise out of the city of brotherly shove?
No, I mean, this is obviously noise, but, I mean, this is news because nobody's coming back. I mean, he basically said, as Howard Eskin said yesterday, Paul, Reed, and Ricky Counts are the only 2 guys that are going to count. Everybody else, they're clearing the decks, and he's going to replace them. And, I mean, look, he's got no choice but to try to find some solution to build a team around a player that won't be available next May or next April. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck with that. And then after you pick up the 2 years that he has remaining at really high numbers, good luck trying to get out of that. We're going to find out where Morey is in terms of how he builds teams this offseason. I am so excited to watch. I really am. Because his answer to everything is go old, and the league is going young.
It's fascinating because we talked a lot about it this week, about roster construction, and we're talking about those young teams out west. And look, I love Maxey, and Embiid is Embiid, but you're right. It seems like you're tearing it all down. If you don't tear it down and rebuild it with younger commodities, it's going to be more of the same, right?
No question. You're not catching Boston. Your chance to catch Boston was to keep Tatum from going there.
Right.
But we thought in our infinite wisdom that Markelle Fultz was the greatest player of all time.